Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. This is brought to you by BeSimply.
Stars, trees, clouds, and the moon. They all have a meaning and they look just like you.
Welcome to this segment of Soul, Silence, and Sound. And here we are on the North American continent, midpoint between our full moon and our new moon. And this is a beautiful time. I want to point out, I feel it's necessary during this lunar cycle to really pay attention, because as you come into your new moon is the time when the feminine would be shedding, and if we were all synced up. And that shedding time is really important about letting go. And within this lunar cycle in particular, there's a lot about moving forward and letting go, like lessons learned. And so the hardest thing for any human, I feel, is to let go. It's our tendency and conditioning in this society to perpetuate the pain and suffering. And really, if you looked at each day as a brand new day, if you get synced up with the practice, you can let it go what happened the day before. And sometimes there's things happening that you're going to walk through and need to endure and have strength. And during those passages, each day you can use to regain strength as you walk through it. And similar as in a lunar cycle, you will be reflected from your inner landscape, the things that you're ready to let go and have strength for. So collectively, as a humanity working together in our consciousness, we've all individually been shown things. This veil that I talked about being dropped has been dropped on a micro level and a macro level. And that might not have been that comfortable. This month may not have been so comfortable, a lot to digest, process, and to tend to. And that can be humbling. It can be frustrating. It can be heart-wrenching, all of those things. However, what's happening is that for those of you that are really seeing what you need to see, this is an opportunity for you to transform and to really consider these lessons learned as you move forward. And the key with anything with a pattern that we make is not to repeat the pattern. And sometimes it will take time and time again to keep going through that revolving door or into that gerbil wheel where you keep running around with the same lesson in different shapes and form. However, when you're ready to let it go and be done with it, the thing that you've been grasping at, trying to force, the thing that you've been maybe kidding yourself about, and decide, I'm not going to go through that door again. I'm not going to get in that wheel again with similar or familiar characters or new characters that represent the same pattern. And so I encourage each and every one of you to think about everything that's been revealed, your veils that have been dropped over this past lunar cycle. We still have the week to go. And also start to pay attention to what is being revealed to you as we enter into this new cycle. Super important because as we've been building up, this is a potent time to really hold your visions for what you want, not what you don't want. So that's the balancing act. You're being shown things that could knock you off your block or be disheartening, or how do I handle this? But really focus towards the solution and the commitment to self, that you don't want to repeat these patterns. And if you don't, then it's your responsibility to have the discipline, to have the tenacity, to have the forward motion to move in that direction. And it's similar, if someone wants to make any kind of change in their physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual body, there is an effort required. And in our society, everyone has become very accustomed to being able to switch directions so quickly, discard very quickly, whether it's things they're trying out that don't work. And if you look at nature, and I brought this up before, gestation periods just for a seedling can be anywhere from 5 to 7 days to 90 days. And then, then you have a little sapling, and then you see if it's going to grow from there. This is an indicator for all of you that things take space. So when you want to make changes, going for immediate gratification, going for cutting across the field and taking the shortcut isn't going to work from here forward. And so a lot of industries will be shifting because the problem when we put the Band-Aid on something or take the quick fix, what will happen is we're going to have a compounded situation down the road. And this can happen just by a choice that you make for yourself. This can happen in relationships. You kind of like, oh, I'll just settle for this or settle for that because it kind of works. And this could be interpersonal relationships. This could be for business relationships, all kinds of relationships. And what's happening there is you're not being honest with yourself about where you're at, where you're ready to meet yourself and others on all levels. And so this is such a beautiful time for each and every one of us to really dive deep, to get into this space where we can be radically honest with ourselves, not dwell too much on the past, the lessons learned, and really work at moving forward. And so where the hiccup it can also be right now is as we are separating out, as fields of energy are separating out, you might see aspects that seem unfair, like we'll call it the trickster, we'll call it the covert energies that manipulate, or overt energies that manipulate, that seem to always get ahead, yet they don't have a strong code of ethics or a responsibility to society at large. It's more all about them. And so that's why you see a lot of conversations, even about narcissistic pathologies, sociopaths, psychopaths. We are in the separation, the seed process of moving those out. Yet perceptually, it could seem like some of those beings and the things that they do are still kind of quote unquote getting away with it. But this is what's happening. The individuals that are stepping into higher states of consciousness and responsibility to their community, themselves, their family units, are seeing these people, places, and things over here still getting away with their old tricks. However, all those people are having to gather, and they'll have to start feeding off each other and not the energies that are rising up to higher states of consciousness. So the paradigm shift is going to be quite interesting because people are getting clear, like, I don't want to participate that. I don't want to enable that. And as they do, this is that Lord of the Flies moment I've been talking about. These people, places, and things that have been feeding off other people, innocent people, are going to start feeding off each other. And that sounds a little, but it's literally energetically, they've been feeding off most of you that are listening to this. Now they're, that separation is helping them have to learn that they're going to have to feed off each other. What remains to be seen in that Lord of the Flies moment will be, I guess, a good thing just to be aware of, but don't get involved in it. That's why it's so important as you listen in, as we go into this next lunar cycle during this next week, or whenever you're meeting, this is the perfect time. Because maybe it's you're on a different rhythm or a cycle, but just to get really clear where you want to stand and where you want to feed yourself and everything that you're working towards. And so if we go back to the let go and the lessons learned, the hardest part I've witnessed in my private practice with my students and clients is they don't like to let go. They like to reminisce. They like to be kept engaged in these stories that have really created the story of their life. But I would encourage you in this moment to start thinking that, wow, what about the stories that I get to create now? Meaning the memories and the things I get to contribute to society and the people and places and things. That beautiful opportunity gives you the opportunity to contribute to your well-being, to your community's well-being, to your family's well-being, and move forward. And those past stories can I always tell my clients, just keep them on the shelf. Put them in a library in your mind. And if you need to access them, it'll naturally come up in your present moment. And then that means another layer of the healing or the transformation or information that you needed to learn from those lessons will present itself in your current set and setting. And the other thing from a karmic perspective is when we have attachments to pain, suffering, what someone did to you, all these things, that keeps you connected. And when that connection is there, it becomes a little bit of a push-pull. And especially if these individuals are tricksters, they're sociopaths, psychopaths, in those MPD traits or diagnosed that way, they are used to feeding. So they kind of take whatever energy they're given and utilize it. In Tibetan science, this is called a hungry ghost or a HELL being. They're never going to be able to satiate their hunger, their thirst, and they oftentimes want to get pleasure out of doing harmful things to self and others. And so when you start to see that for what it is, because the people that have a pure heart and altruistic and kind of believe that everyone can be saved, so to speak, when you start to see it for what it is, it'll make it easier to separate out. And then for you, as you move forward, it'll make it a lot more effortless for you to decide where you want to put your attention and who you want involved. And this isn't an instantaneous process, but we're well underway. And these reveals are giving you these good morsels as to what you've learned, and not to get too hung up on that, but just be like, wow, bow down to it, be thankful, rejoice in that, and then make that commitment to yourself that you're not going to let this happen this way or this extreme ever again, no matter how big or small it is. And so as you let go of these people, places, and things, you're creating a lot more space for all your mastery, all your refinement. And that's why this era that's coming in, or this epoch for planet Earth that's coming in, it's really getting rid of all this energy that doesn't work. So it may happen in very mysterious ways. I'm seeing it happen in mysterious ways. And some people that maybe you have pegged a certain way are going to reveal themselves to you, so you see their truth, and that is to be embraced, So, sometimes people will lock people into a perspective, yet they may not even know them. They may not even, it might be a situation where people will gossip or spread ill will towards one another without really knowing or getting a chance to get to know them. So also, besides, our little wild ones getting separated out, the people that you might not have known might reveal themselves to you in a way that you could open up your heart and have compassion and receptivity to them, because there's something for you guys maybe to connect on, or that you'll meet each other in a different way that you could have imagined. So I encourage you to be open and receptive. And then there's also this component that people change, people transform. So outside of the extreme psychopathy of people that are really out to do harm to others and only out for themselves. Outside of that, most of humanity, I would say, is loving, kind, and they want to help each other out. They're not trying with all their might each day to do strange things to harm one another. So know that maybe karmically you had an encounter with someone before, a relationship before, and then now they are destined to cross your path. Be aware that they might have changed. Again, this is just as important as setting down the past. It's also saying, am I willing to meet anyone just with an open heart and checking in? It doesn't mean you do it without having some checks and balances or your own discovery and re-getting to know one another or knowing each other for the first time. But just to understand that we've all gone through this significant change in our collective mind, and we're continuing to awaken. And the awakening is going to start happening faster and faster, especially for the ones that are still asleep. They will start waking up faster and faster and faster. And you will notice that it's rather offsetting to them, almost like they'll appear like screaming kids. Like, oh my God, like their minds are being blown left, right, and center. Or there might be aspects of your own mind that are blown. Remember to take a deep breath. Remember the people that were saying things that you couldn't understand or didn't agree with. You might go talk to them. And then to have compassion for those people as they're going through that awakening so rapidly. For them, it might be nice that they get to do it at the 9th hour because it's fast and furious. At the other time, at the same time, it could be destabilizing. So if you're in that position and you're like really having a hard time digesting what you're awakening to, please reach out to myself. If I can't help you, I'll point you in the right direction, because we need as many of those beings here on the planet awake and focused on your great work that you have to contribute to humanity. So with all that being said, we're going to go into our silent meditation. I want to mention this because I see this on social media a lot. You know, all of us are different. And there's a lot more conversation, you know, about how the brain works and the body works and the heart works and the soul. Well, not so much on the soul, but a little bit. So you're all unique. And the way that your body works, your physical body works, is reflective of your internal being. And when we look at even the way the differences between brains, this is a place that you can start to know when you engage with people that everyone's different and they have different ways of communicating, different ways of processing, different rhythms and speed daily. And so the same goes when we go into meditation, is that for some people, they have very overactive imaginations, meaning that they're always contemplating things in their mind. They're very busy. This might be called neurotypical in this day and age. And so if you're one of those people that your mind is so busy, you're full of ideas, full of questions, thoughts, going off in tangents, I really want you to meet this portion of the silent meditation, open-eyed, staring at a single gaze. It's a Zazen technique. This will keep you in the present moment. I'm not trying to encourage you to have a unicorn ride moment. I want you just to stay present so that you can learn to quiet the mind and help any trauma embeds that you have in your system lift off. So just soft gaze at a focal point. For any of you that are comfortable with your eyes closed and have a fairly quiet mind, go ahead and close your eyes or try open-eyed. Both will work. It's important because I don't want any of you to get lost. The practice in meditation is to help you with presence all day, every day. and also to help you recalibrate your system so that you can be in harmony with yourself and the world around you. All right, so with that being said, I welcome you to come up into an upright seated position and take a nice gentle breath in and exhale out. Again, inhale and exhale. Good. One more inhale. And exhale. And then gently from there, welcoming you to follow your natural breathing pattern and either focus your eyes on one focal point or gently just observe your breath with your eyes closed. Taking another deep breath in and out. Good. Again, inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale.
be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Listen, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Listen, it cannot be seen. It is beyond form. Look, it cannot be heard. It is beyond sound. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down. Wait, it cannot be held back. The sands are falling down.
Gently from there, I welcome you to gently lean back and recline or move fully into Shavasana, a prone position on your back with your palms facing upward as we transition into receiving sound. As you settle in, just take a nice gentle breath into the heart and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. And one more inhale. And exhale. And then continue to follow your natural breathing pattern.
Dono aniveyai Adeye aniram Ado aniyai Ado aniram Ado ahiyai Adeye ahum Ado ahiyaram Adeye ahayi Adeye ahayi Hmm.
Taking a soft, gentle breath in and out of your heart center. Gently breathing in and out. Again, inhale. And exhale. Good. And as you bring your awareness back to here, when you're ready, I welcome you to come up into an upright seated position if you're not already there. And then taking another deep breath in and out. Good. And as you continue to breathe in and out, I welcome you to just allow everything to run in and around you and bring yourself back to my speaking voice. And I just want to simply remind you in this moment that this is your opportunity to really say, thy will be done. Thy will be done. So all of those historic lessons that you've learned up until this point, you can pick one or many and just be done. Thy will be done. And trust that if anything rises up, that you will address it in the moment. And by doing that, it will give you great freedom. And so remember that energy rolls out. It's not something that gets, destroyed in the way that a lot of people practice. Just to, you honor that you're ready to be done. You allow it to roll out and then find your peace with that. And that'll make letting go much easier and moving forward much easier. And then your responsibility is not to repeat the same lesson. Don't repeat it. If you do, it's okay, but just try not to repeat the same lesson you've learned. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. I encourage you to enjoy this juncture, enjoy standing up in your power and a new understanding about where you are in life and how you choose to relate to life. And I want to thank also Random Rab, Dante Moreno. Cadre Scott will be exiting out with Fields of Flowers. We just had the flower moon. And may you celebrate all the ways that you have changed and you will continue to change. That's the one constant we can count on. Until next time, this is Suzanne signing out with a full heart, a soft gaze, a deep bow, and a namaste. Be simply.